All right, everybody, check it out. So I have a whole lot of wire like that. A lot of wire like this. A lot of different things down here in this pile. Ugh. I would love to get the wire out of that instead of sending it in like it is, because I know that's some good little wire. That's some good little wire in there too. I hate sending that in like that. I hate even sending these wires in like that. So I'm going to see what I can do. Which wires will strip, what won't. I'm going to see. I've got some pretty heavy gauge wires here. So some pretty solid aluminum right there. I'm hoping I'll be able to run this thing through my machine. But in the meantime, I'm cleaning up my mess here so I can get into it. I'm going to start by just going ahead and stripping all this down. I've had it for a while, months actually, months and months, all this wire. So now I'm just gonna take this evening, it's cooling off a lot. I'm able to get out here and just strip some wire. I want to mention real quick, one of my YouTubers, Paul, again, I think I thanked you on one of my videos already. I want to thank you again for these gloves. They are amazing. You can grab things with them, really nice. You can grab things with them. You can use a cell phone. You can even touch any touch screen you want to. So thank you for these awesome Sid Gear gloves. And also the cool head things that you sent, the headgear. Awesome stuff. Haven't used that yet, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. So yeah, join me. Come along with me on my ride stripping copper tonight. Damn it, man. Excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we got this thing set for. Come on, baby. So I chose tonight, being it's Sunday, to just kind of sit around and relax all day because I can. And it was really hot. I mean, it was so hot today. Oh, I live in southeast North Carolina, which is right on the coast, not too far from Myrtle Beach. And I'm sure, I know it gets hot where you live, but I tell you, today was a hot day. So, it was Sunday, so why do anything? I didn't feel like it. But anyway, on one of my videos, I had a gentleman, and thank you very much for your feedback and comments, by the way, from everybody. But he told me that he was tired of looking at my pants every time I bend over. Of course, the video shows my pants. So I'm looking for a suggestion for a piece that I can use that every time I bend over it doesn't show my pants, without it being actually a head mount, because the head mount thing drives me freaking bananas, I'll be honest with you. It really does. I'm not a big fan of the head mount type one. I love this stripper. Haven't had a lot of time to show it yet, but it's called a CO-Z, Co-Z, I guess, Co-Z. It is a slow stripper, I'll be honest. It's not like something you're gonna run through there and it's gonna zip it on through. Matter of fact, I would probably let my very young kid use something like this. It's very safe. Your fingers probably are not going to get caught inside of that. So I don't think there's any chance of getting cut. It's not going 90 miles an hour. So even if you get hung up on something, it's very easy to just shut it off and start over again. So I found the best thing you can do is just get all your wires set up over there and ready to run through the stripper, so you're not having to untwirl every piece. You hear that special word, twirl? But this thing here works super nice. I really enjoy it. I bought this off of Amazon, and I'm not an Amazon associate or anything like that, so I'm not trying to say that you should go buy this. I've been watching so many of my other scrapper videos, and some of them show people making them things, strippers, out of like treadmills or printers, all kinds of different stuff, which I think is so cool. If you can make your own. I'm not so sure as I'm that guy that can make his own. Anyway, this copper, I've had this copper around for, geez, at least over 2 months. I mean, this is probably some of the first copper that I've got when I started scrapping 2 months ago. Well, I say I've been scrapping for 2 months. I've scrapped all my life, just not on this scale. Now that I'm on this particular scale, I'm doing it for a living. I'm not doing it for fun. Well, I am doing it for fun, but I'm also doing it to make money. So I am a grandpa without a job. I don't ever want to go to work again. I'm 58 years old. I don't consider this work. I get total enjoyment out of this. Hope everybody else gets enjoyment out of watching. I'm a scrapper, gonna be a scrapper from now on. Nothing more. I enjoy nothing more than being able to just do what Grandpa wants to do. Every once in a while you'll get a little kink in this thing, and that one little piece just won't quite get stripped. That's because it's just bent so bad. So if you try to make it as straight as you can when it goes, before it goes through there, the better off you are. And then of course lining it up to get it started in the groove is always key. If you're not careful getting it lined up at the beginning, which is not that hard to do, but if you don't, I'm gonna strip every bit of this wire tonight. Every bit of that wire is getting stripped tonight. And then as much of that wire out there that I can strip. Be nice to get about 50 pounds tonight. And to be honest with you, I think I'm pretty close to that number. After it's stripped, of course. So that'd be a couple $100 worth of copper that I should get out of what I have. I know a lot of wire strippers are much faster, but like I said, I would let a kid use this thing and not worry about him getting hurt. Show him a couple times, and then I'm going to get hurt. So this is actually something that my grandson will probably have a blast at. If I could get him over here again. It's hard getting him over here. 14 years old, he doesn't want to do anything but play games like most every 14-year-old. Getting him to do anything but a game is almost ridiculous. I know, I remember back when I was 14 years old, I wasn't playing any games. I was either working with my dad, I guess, or at school. I'll be honest with you, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get a lot of playtime. My dad was a very hard working man with many trades. He did mechanic work. He cut trees. for a living. Whatever he could make money at, he did scrapping for a living. Whatever you could make money at is what my dad did for a living. So therefore, you know who was standing right next to him. I didn't have any computer games to play. Not one computer game did I ever play back in the day, because there wasn't any. Now I'm talking about before Atari and even before Donkey Kong, all that kind of stuff. I remember the first time I seen Donkey Kong, I was in a Zayres. Zayres, have you ever heard of Zayres? You want to come out too? Huh? Is that what it is? You want to strip some copper? Do you want to strip some copper? You're a copper stripping fool. We got Gracie. We got my daughter's dog Ellie. We got Scrappy over there. Where's Kylie? Kylie. Hey Kylie. You staying. You guys are staying. Excuse me. Come on now. Loosen up here. If you don't start it in the right spot, it will never work right. I'll tell you that. You want to be dead center when that goes on there. Every time. That way it will run through better dead center. My bench, to be honest with you, is just a little bit low. I wished I'd have made it a little bit higher. The only thing about a higher bench is when you get bigger things on it. Like I can clean that bench off and work really well with it. It's not too high. Uh-oh. When it does get too high, it gets a little bit hard to work on the bench. Especially when you're taking out screws and whatnot. So I guess it's probably about the right size. But sometimes I wish it was a little taller, just a little. I think before it's over tonight, I'm going to end up with some good copper to turn in. Oh, by the way, Dumpster Cats, you guys are awesome. Love watching your videos. Tin Man Scrapper. His videos are definitely different than most people's that I watch. I like your videos. Been very informative for me. I'm not a micro scrapper. I'm sure I probably throw away a lot of things that some other scrappers wouldn't. But, like Miss Karen Woods says, and thank you for all your comments, Miss Woods, everybody has their own way of scrapping. Be safe, be courteous. God bless. Nice woman, Karen Woods. That gentleman that I was getting a lot of my stuff from, last name was Woods, that moved to Texas, gave me a lot of electronic computer stuff. But anyway, Karen Woods, thank you for all your comments. She's always awesome. If you look on my videos, you'll always see a comment from Karen. You hear my dogs over there barking? I'm babysitting my daughter's dog. She's in New Jersey with my wife visiting. I have a lot of copper to go through the next day or two. I'll never get it all done, of course, but I do have some that I just want to get done. I've had it for so long. So instead of going to pick up a whole bunch this week, I'm hoping to be able to work in my yard, cleaning up a lot of the stuff that I have out there. And of course, I'll be making scrap runs with it, because as I tear it down, I take the other metal and bring it in, of course, because that always pays for my gas money for picking up stuff. So the heavy metal, I try to use that basically just for my gas, and then all the copper and everything else, kind of try to use that for helping to pay my bills. So I've got bills just like everybody else does. I'm 58. Just as I'm 58 don't mean I've not got any bills. But what helped me retire at 58, and my wife retired at 58, she's 3 years older than me. What helped us retire at 58 was save, save, save. Every dime you can save from the beginning of time. My wife, Jamie, God love her. My nickname for her is Jamie Love, because I love her to death. She is a 34-year postal employee. So she was able to retire with benefits. And then, I'm not quite 58 yet. Excuse me, 59, I'll be 59. She's been retired for almost 3 years. She saved her money. So you save, 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 because nobody else is going to save for you, people. Save every dime you can. I have piggy banks. I have my safe. And I try to save every dime that I can, to be honest with you. I don't try to go spending money frivolously, or however you say that. Frivolously? However you say that. I am very, I think they say it, frugal when it comes to my money. I don't like spending my money. Ask my wife. I don't like spending money. Check this out, everybody. These are a few pieces of copper that I actually melted down, not in here. This I used to melt my lead. These are some aluminum that I made. This whole thing here was made out of a ladder. This was made out of aluminum cans. That came from cans. Look, look, look. I can't believe it. There's a bug. That's the first time I've seen that. There's actually a bug right there. Can you see that? A bug is encased in my aluminum. Wow. Looks like a fossil. Anyways, then I just poured this one in the bottom of some type of a frying pan. Or the lid actually to that. That came from a ladder. This is all one big aluminum ladder. And that's, you can see I made 3 pours, and then that was the last bit of it. Aluminum cans. These came from wire right here. Made that from them pieces. Basically the same thing as that. This was given to me, and it came from an oxygen bottle, a big oxygen bottle, and I didn't know they had lead in them. And apparently, from what he tells me, it has lead and it has silver. So he's telling me there's silver in this thing. It's a lead, pretty heavy bar. I have tin. This is some tin that I have, everybody. Check this out. Big old bars of tin. I'm guessing that it's tin. I haven't 100% figured it out yet, but I have 3 of them big boys. Anyway, I am still stripping. We're almost down. Then I'm going to start on that wire out there. So anyways, since I'm telling you a little bit about scrapping with Grandpa, in my younger days, I guess I'll tell you what I've been doing for the past 20 years. Since this wire is taking so long to strip, it gives me a lot of time to talk. So at least you can hear me saying something while I'm doing this boring ass copper stripping. So I met my wife on Yahoo Chat to start with. She was a postal employee in New Jersey. She moved down here to Southport, North Carolina to be with me. We've been together 22 years, married happily ever after. We got the what they call the white picket fence out front there. Nice beautiful yard, nice house, all paid for. I worked hard for that, by the way. Worked hard for that. Having my house paid for and not having any bills affords me to retire early without having to worry about having to have too much money going out in bills to where I can't retire. So my goal my whole life was, I want to retire one day. I'm sure that's your goal too. So therefore, every job that I've ever had, I've always did something else along with that job to make extra money. And I always put that extra money away. And they didn't blow it on frivolously on junk, which is what I wanted to do, of course. So I saved my money, got married to a wonderful lady that made good money. I, throughout our 22 years, have been a roofer. And I've always worked for myself, just about. And I'll tell you another thing that you don't know about me. If you've watched this video this far, you'll learn. I'm actually have a company called Drew's Roofing and Home Repair. And I did that for the last 22 3 years or so. And what I do is I subcontract my work out now. So I still have a company, but I don't do the work anymore. I basically have a job with benefits. Also helps me afford to be able to retire at 58. Something else about me, if you're still listening, you'll know. This is my second YouTube channel. I have another one. My other YouTube channel has somewhere's around 22,100, almost 200. So 22,100 something subscribers. I bet you didn't know that. A couple of you do, because you're also subscribers on that channel, and that's how you found me on this channel. So now everybody knows, if you took the time to watch this video, you learned a little bit about Scrapping with Grandpa today. I have a great life. I have a great wife. 3 dogs, 5 amazing grandchildren. A daughter, a stepdaughter, and 2 stepsons. And an amazing wife that I have nicknamed Jamie Love. So, Jamie Love, that's my wife. I'll be honest with you. I'm having the most fun right now. To you, hopefully it's not too boring. To me, it's like, man, this is a blast. I mean, I don't have anything else to do besides sit in there and watch TV. I could watch TV. I could watch, if I do watch TV, I like watching some of the older TV shows. Who likes Archie Bunker? Archie Bunker. Uh-oh, this one didn't go through very well. Used to watch Archie Bunker back in the day. It was one of my dad's favorite TV shows to watch. This right here is giving me a hard time, everybody. Got so many kinks in it right here. Too many kinks, too many kinks. Archie Bunker, everybody who watched it. How about Room 222? Uh-oh, got stuck here. Room 222, that show that had John Travolta in it. I think that's what they call it. Did they call it Room 222 or something like that? Yeah, we never got anything stuck in there quite like that. About some college kids, and John Travolta was in the show. That was great. Loved it. See, Archie Bunker. Of course, the first Star Trek, that was a big thing. Me and my dad just sit down and watch Star Trek every night. And what was that other one? Gosh, what was that guy? He would go through the doors, and the doors would open up automatically. He had talked on the phone. It was on his shoe. What in the world was the name of that? God, I used to watch it with my dad all the time. It was such a good show. And we used to say, I can remember saying, "Oh, that's the craziest. Imagine that one day having a phone that you can talk on to somebody." I mean, he had all the stuff that you'd never seen before. And matter of fact, when I was watching the show, damn it, I can't remember the damn name of it was. But when you're watching the show and he'd walk up to the door and they would open, I just thought that was the coolest thing. And then one day I walked into a grocery store, and I walked up to it and the doors opened just like in that show. Oh, somebody help me remember what that show was. Damn it. Talked on a shoe. He was a detective. Anyway, that's been so many moons ago. All right, I almost have all this stuff here done. Now I'm going to be getting to that other stuff that I have outside, the fat stuff. I have a lot of fat copper out there. I love dryer hose cords. But now, if you take them dryer cords that have a good end on them, you can sell them things at a flea market. They sell pretty good. Somebody buys a dryer, they're either going to get a brand new one, which are expensive, or they might buy yours at the flea market, which is going to be more money than copper money. But I tell you what, inside of them things right there, copper, there's a lot of copper. There's like 3 strands of copper in that thing, and some brass at the other end and some brass at this end. And I tell you, this, when you take them apart, you literally get about a pound of copper out of each cord. So they're well worth stripping. As you notice, it's starting to turn into nighttime. So it's just about time for Mo to head to the dumpster. Dumpster diving Mo. No, I've mentioned her before. She's got some awesome videos though, guys. She's doing very well on YouTube. I like what she's doing. Go check out Dumpster Diving Mo. She, if you're not already, she likes to help people. I like to help people. A friend of mine lives right next to the, no, he doesn't live, excuse me, he has a business right next to the homeless shelter in Wilmington, North Carolina. Literally right next door, on the corner next door. Well, anyway, he sometimes goes over there and employs the homeless for, you know, like temp work. And when I get something that they can use over there, I like to drop it off at the homeless shelter in Wilmington. Like, say, a little charcoal grill, which I have one to bring in. Like I told you a little bit earlier here in this video, I have my own business, Drew's Roofing and Home Repair, and I have for a long time. And I used to be the main guy working. And if you see Paul in these videos when I'm scrapping, he comes from Drew's Roofing and Home Repair. That's where he's been working for off and on since 1989. I've known Paul since he was 15, maybe younger. But anyway, I have another channel, Drew's Roofing and Home Repair, and I love it. I love what we do. I have a crew that we call the Travelers. So if you look on my channel, Drew's Roofing and Home Repair, I do have right at 22,000 subscribers on there, everybody. So this is channel number 2 for me. This is what I'm calling my retirement channel, or Grandpa Without a Job. Because if you listen back earlier in this video, I explained some of the reasons why I'm able to retire at 58. And part of it is I have a channel with 22,000 subscribers, and anybody that has a YouTube channel out there knows what 22,000 subscribers will do for them. So while that channel may be fizzling out because I don't put that many videos on there anymore, although I do put a few because I do travel with the Travelers just for doing videos, if it ever kind of fizzles out, I'll have this new channel that, I mean, my full intentions obviously are monetizing and showing people what I enjoy doing, as opposed to what I was doing for a living, which was roofing. So the roofing and my beautiful wife, and just the fact that I've never really spent a lot of money. I try to save my money for things that I really want. So if I bought something, I bought it because I super wanted it bad. But I just don't go out and buy a whole bunch of junk for nothing. I'd rather save for retirement. And who knows, maybe one day, I don't know about you guys, but I also love saving coins. I'm a coin collector. And I've been collecting coins for a long time. Matter of fact, I can't ever remember not saving or collecting coins. So you can probably imagine that I have quite a collection. So that's a little bit about me, and I guess I just rambled on about all that just for the fact that this video is so slow and boring. Look at this. It's coming up pretty good right there, buddy. Sorry, buddy. That's a good little load of copper. And to be honest with you, I haven't touched that pile outside, so, and I feel like this was the smaller pile of the two. Actually, I know it's a smaller pile of the two. So to be honest, I am guessing I got a total here by the time I'm done, about 50 pounds of copper that I'm going to go ahead and turn in this week. And this is not all of it, that's just a little bit of what I got. I got a whole bunch more, I just haven't processed it. So that's what I'm doing tonight, processing until I just don't feel like doing it anymore. Right now I'm guesstimating, I haven't looked at my clock since 7:30. I've been out here doing this since. It's only 8:35, so an hour so far to get that bucket. Like I said, it's slow. What else do I have to do? Go in and watch Hawaii 5-0? Man, I'm not gonna do that. The only thing I watch nowadays, every once in a while I'll catch an episode of The Next Generation, Star Trek. Never was a big Star Wars fan, but I like The Next Generation. I like ridiculousness. I just like watching people do stupid stuff. I like anything that has to do with UFC or fighting. Believe it or not, back in the day when I put myself through night school and I had my own apartment and I was only 16, to keep myself out of trouble, because I still found enough of it, but to keep myself out of trouble, I was a kickboxer. And I took kickboxing amateur-wise for, I guess, about 3 or 4 years. Dave Marquis, matter of fact, was my instructor in Maine. He was the Maine state champion back in the 80s when I was being trained by him. That's another little tidbit about Shrapnel and Grandpa. I kept myself out of trouble. Imagine a 16-year-old in their own apartment. Nobody telling them what to do, ever. Oh my God. You could end up with a crazy kid. So anyways, I put myself through all that. And I think that turned out pretty good throughout it all. My dad taught me to be a very hard worker. So anyway, everybody, it's about 9 o'clock. If you've been watching, and you watched all the way through. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of tidbits about scrapping with Grandpa. Learned a little bit about me. By the way, my dad, I lost my dad quite a few years ago. God love him. And I'm sure he's in heaven with the good Lord right now. He was a good man. God loving, God fearing man. Hoping this is going to work here. That's some heavy gauge wire right there. Some heavy gauge. My dad's name was Andy, or Andrew actually. And I was named after my dad. I am a junior. I am a junior. That piece right there is heavy duty. I don't know exactly where that came from, but that's hard to twist. And I have a few of them pieces, so I had to adjust my height on this thing. What's everybody doing for the 4th? Is your town having the 4th, I should say. Not everybody's having the 4th still. I hope everybody's staying safe. Hope everybody's staying safe. Families are safe and healthy. Hope you get to go enjoy the 4th somewhere. Our normal 4th of July downtown Southport, North Carolina is not going to happen this year. And it also didn't happen last year, all because of COVID. I hope if there's anybody out there that's gotten COVID or had to deal with anything like that, you have recovered and are healthy now. God bless, stay safe. Thanks for watching. I think I'm going to end this video. So I know it's a little dark in here, so I took the copper that I've been scrapping out here and I tarred out my scale and I threw it up there. We ended up with 8.1 pounds tonight. 8.1 pounds. Not a lot. 8.1. Not too bad for just scrapping a little bit of wire. Times $3.25 a pound. I'm not going to complain about that too much. Alright, so I basically got that wire right there, Romex wire, stripped out. Now I just have a whole bunch of other. Now I literally have a whole bunch of other wire to do. So I'm going to do a test. I've been wanting to know if I cut off a dryer hose, and this one's fairly short. This is brass. I always keep them. So I cut it off right here. I'm going to strip this out. How do you strip out your dryer hoses besides with a knife? That's what I do. This one's had the end cut off of it, so not any value there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this piece here. I'm going to cut off that end right there. I'm going to strip this open and just see how much weight is inside of this thing. But before I do, I'm going to weigh the thing just like it is without this piece right here. And without this end right here, because this is going to be eliminated. So I want to weigh the cord, and then I want to weigh the copper that comes out of this one cord. So stick around. After I cut that end off, Got some really fat copper in there. But it's some real heavy cord. So I can't run it through my stripper. I've tried it before. It just won't cut that for some reason. So I'm not sure what to do besides slicing it with a knife and just pulling it out.